This week on Sportsfeed KC from the Kansas City Star. A Chiefs fan goes deep. Hooping out at the CBE. Boards blazing on Harrison Street. And a parade to remember. The Feed is next.
Hi, I'm Randy Mason, and this is Sportsfeed KC, our sports magazine video variety show. This is the Harrison Street DIY skate park, and you might not know it, but you should. It's got a great story. We'll tell you more. But first, some DIY of another kind from Jamie Green in Wichita. She found a Chiefs Superfan in Sedgwick, Kansas, and we just had to share it with you.
Up down, T. We're neighbors, and we decided we were going to come down and try out the hoof and horn. And we saw this, and it was like, stop the car.
Well, I'm Dennis Batesy, and this is my Chiefs Kingdom. I try to get a little better every year on it, and I love enjoying it, and I love the people that appreciate it and come by and visit with me, and we have a real good time, and I love meeting people, and it's outstanding and overwhelming. The whole city around town hears them, and they just love it because they know when the Chiefs made a touchdown. Even if they're out there working their yard or garden and can't get to the game, they know Chiefs made a touchdown.
I don't think there's another one like this in the world. And look at the light on top.
Started about 4 years ago, and just started with a Mingo little flag and just 3x5 flying up underneath my American flag, and I just kept adding to it. And before I knew it, here's what I come up with. And I've got a lot more to put out yet this year. I keep building as they build. We build the Chiefs Kingdom together.
Jamie is a great visual journalist, and not only am I impressed with the way she captured that creation, but also wondering about the hoof and horn down the street. Well, we go now from a homemade shrine to a place that you can't exactly call a museum, the college basketball experience in the T-Mobile Center. With tip-off time for college basketball just around the corner, what better place to get ourselves ready for it?
You might think of the CBE this way. When the NCAA left for Indianapolis in 1999, the NABC, National Association of Basketball Coaches, stepped in and created a Hall of Fame to honor the best players and coaches in the college game. That's what you'll find on the first floor of this 41,000 square foot complex in the heart of downtown.
We're here because of this. This is the reason why we're here. And everything else kind of flows from that. And I don't know if people really realize, people talk about Madison Square Garden, but the inventor came here, and he was the first coach at KU. Then you talk about all of the national championship games before it was called the Final Four that happened here. You got some great coaches out of this area. This is really where it all happened. You can come in for information and education, or you can come in just to have fun. So there are a lot of people that come in just to have fun, because we have a lot of fun to offer.
The second floor at the college basketball experience is where things get busy. There are stations to check your stats, test your skills, and if you're an old guy, to show your limitations.
They're taller than they used to be. I'm gonna have to talk to Kevin about getting the right height on these things.
We kind of broke the mold on sports Hall of Fames. If you notice, if you look out there now, all the Hall of Fames that came after us, and I'm not wanting to disparage any of those Hall of Fames, but if you notice, they all have a level of interactivity that they never had before. That came from here. We were the first to offer a real experience as opposed to a nuanced one. Being able to hit a true three-pointer or just being 3 feet away from a goal and trying to make a shot. We give you the real authentic experience in our space. Basketball history is what we do, but another part of our business is our special events. We are one of the most sought after special event venues in the area. And we're just trying to stay true to our mission and to our founding to make sure that people leave here having been informed, having been educated, and having had fun. Because at the end of the day, this is a fun place.
Every year, the Hall of Fame here inducts a new class of individuals who've made college basketball better. Among them this time are Lon Kruger and Roy Williams, which is all the excuse we need to show you 68 seconds of vintage Roy, compiled by our colleagues in Charlotte, North Carolina, when he retired last year.
We were pretty doggone good.
I'm going to get old one of these daggum days.
We played pretty doggone well, and they play patty cake with it. Never had one freaking player to walk up in the middle of a damn press conference.
My freaking knees hurt.
Don't ask me that freaking question anymore.
We don't have a freaking heart.
They never knew I was even over there freaking yelling. They thought I was doing exercises, so.
You're trying to do something that mama or grandmama like.
Daggum, doggone. We need some daggum help.
Thinking, God almighty.
My gosh. That's a pretty doggone good basketball team. NCAA needs to buy a daggum new table.
You need to get the crap over with.
Get his rear end up off the ground. They're talking about the freaking green room. We started talking about defense. He thought it was that fence that goes around your yard.
He ain't gonna play very much. He's sitting up here saying the same damn thing.
They took a nap instead of getting up. No, I just say shut up. The old farts know who I'm talking to. Played their tails off. That's half the damn broadcast.
Tell you I'll be dead by then.
So he's a little wacko. I mean, Jiminy Christmas. Little sucker over there. How in the dickens is that what it is? It's like spitting in the wind. Don't believe everything you hear. Trying to watch what I'm saying.
That's enough. That's the most ridiculous freaking thing I've ever seen.
It's right there on the sign, the Harrison Street DIY Skate Park, tucked away at 4th and Harrison near the River Market, was built entirely by volunteers who started with a $50 budget in 2014. The city okayed the project, and the snowball kept rolling with support from the Tony Hawk Foundation and a rocket grant from the Charlotte Street Foundation. Skate parks are always at risk of real estate and redevelopment plans, but as of this month anyway, the DIY is A-OK.
This is sort of like a thing in skateboarding that, groups of people in their own communities get together and build these parks, and there's like a big precedent and tradition for that sort of thing, sort of starting in like Portland, there's a really famous park, and then also in Philadelphia, there's a really famous park. There's like a handful of these types of parks sort of built all by skateboarders, all volunteer, just all built by the exact people that are using them. And since they're all built, piece by piece and organically over time, there's lots of little like pieces of it that are handmade and like lots of little pieces of love that are put into it. So there's like places over here in the deck where there's like saw blades that are like embedded, or like skateboarding wheels, or like pieces of marble and granite. And then there's like tile mosaics, that people have done here. And there's a piece of coping over in the park on the other side that's like an axe head that works like so well, and it's something you would never see, in a regular, contractor built skate park. So it has like this extra like, community built element to it that's really endearing. We've got definitely some of the best skaters like in the city and in the state, out here.
Did they help build it?
I'd say everyone here is like played some sort of part, come to cleanup days, help pick up trash, come and paint over graffiti, come to the build days, come and perform for, demos or something for the community. And, it sort of like cultivates like a sense of like stewardship and ownership over the park.
The Harrison Street DIY Skate Park is a few blocks east of Columbus Park, meaning that it's just a long penalty kick from where the KC Current's new Riverfront Stadium is going up. The Current, of course, made big waves last week by going from last place in the NWSL the year before to the championship game with the Portland Thorns on Saturday night. The ladies came up just a little bit short, but the team's turnaround was really nothing short of remarkable, and the fan support has been something to behold. All the excitement around the game reminded us that it was almost exactly 7 years ago that the Royals celebrated their first World Series victory since 1985. Were you there? It was a really great day to be downtown. Take a look.
Let's go Royals! Let's go Royals!
You never know what's going to pop out of our archives. But I do know that next week we got you covered with a record-setting high school goalie, some curling, and a little bit of roller derby. For the Kansas City Star, I'm Randy Mason. Watch your head.